Imagine a legendary figure who changed the course of history, someone who held divine powers in his hands. Moses was the man who parted the Red Sea, who held conversations with God himself, and who delivered sacred laws that still shape our world. Yet, when his time on earth ended, Moses simply disappeared. Unlike kings and pharaohs, his tomb was never found. No monuments mark his resting place, and no maps hint at his grave. For centuries, it's remained a hidden secret, locked away from time and human eyes. A renowned adventurer, Josh Gates, has set out on a quest, convinced that he's found the clues to Moses' final resting place. Armed with advanced technology, ancient maps, and a relentless drive, Gates believes he's uncovered what generations of explorers could not: the tomb of Moses, hidden beneath layers of rock and mystery. As he prepared to enter, an eerie feeling crept over him. A feeling that perhaps this tomb was never meant to be opened. As Gates and his team descended into the earth, they began to realize that this wasn't just another archaeological dig. Strange symbols marked the walls, and the air was thick with a feeling they couldn't shake, something that made them want to turn back even as they took their next step forward. He described it as a feeling that someone or something was watching. What they found inside Moses' tomb has shocked religious communities, historians, and ordinary people alike. Thank you for watching. Some say this discovery could change everything we know about Moses and his connection to God. Others fear that there are some mysteries that should remain hidden forever. The tomb, it seemed, held more than just relics. It held power so intense that even the bravest adventurers felt its weight. In ancient Egypt, during a time when newborn Hebrew boys were sentenced to death by Pharaoh's decree, an infant named Moses was saved in an unexpected twist of fate. Around the late 14th century BCE, his mother placed him in a basket and set him adrift on the Nile. The pharaoh's daughter found him and raised him as an Egyptian prince, unaware that he would one day defy Egyptian rule and free his people from bondage. Moses' story is woven deeply into the fabric of history and religion. Though raised in wealth, he eventually learned of his Hebrew roots and was drawn to the suffering of his people. When he saw an Egyptian overseer brutally beating a Hebrew slave, Moses intervened and killed the Egyptian. Forced to flee Egypt, he sought refuge in Midian, where he lived as a shepherd until a strange, fiery encounter on Mount Horeb, also known as Mount Sinai. There, in the flames of a burning bush that was never consumed, God called him to return to Egypt and lead his people to freedom. Empowered with extraordinary abilities, Moses returned to confront Pharaoh, demanding the release of the Israelites. Pharaoh's refusal set in motion a series of devastating plagues, from turning the Nile into blood to a swarm of locusts that ravaged the land. The final plague, the death of the firstborn sons, forced Pharaoh to yield, and in approximately 1250 BCE, Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. But even then, Pharaoh pursued them to the Red Sea. With his back to the sea, Moses raised his staff, and in one of history's most remarkable moments, the waters parted, allowing the Israelites to escape, and then swallowing Pharaoh's army whole. Moses' journey was far from over. In the desert, he continued as the people's guide, bringing water from rocks, calling down manna, and receiving the 10 Commandments from God on Mount Sinai. These commandments laid the foundation for a new moral code, one that would influence laws and ethics across cultures for generations. The journey through the desert stretched on for 40 years. Marked by both divine interventions and the Israelites' repeated challenges to faith, the story takes a solemn turn as Moses, after years of leadership and devotion, reached Mount Nebo, where he was permitted only to view the promised land from afar. Due to an act of disobedience at Meribah, he was forbidden from entering. According to tradition, Moses died there and God buried him in an undisclosed location, a final mystery that has captivated scholars and explorers alike. For centuries, the story of Moses and the mystery of his final resting place have captured the imagination of countless historians, theologians, and explorers. Yet despite numerous expeditions and relentless study, Moses' tomb remains hidden from the world. Mount Nebo, a windswept peak in modern-day Jordan, has long been considered the most likely site of Moses' final moments. From this mountain, Moses is said to have gazed upon the promised land, though he would never enter it. For centuries, Mount Nebo has been a place of pilgrimage, with believers journeying to catch a glimpse of the same view Moses once saw. The mountain itself holds symbolic significance, standing as a testament to Moses' life of faith, sacrifice, and endurance. Gates believed that, with modern advancements, he might be able to reveal what has eluded humanity for thousands of years. To tackle this monumental task, Gates prepared with precision, gathering historical texts, regional legends, and maps marked with potential clues. He was determined to go further than anyone before him, using a combination of technology, historical research, and good old-fashioned detective work to find what many believed was unfathomable. His ultimate aim was to find the exact place where Moses might have been laid to rest, a place hidden perhaps by divine intervention. Gates's expedition was unlike any traditional archaeological dig. Equipped with tools that blend science fiction with history, his team employed ground-penetrating radar, 3D scanners, and even drones to scour the rugged landscape and peer beneath the Earth's surface without disrupting any potential relics. Ground-penetrating radar allowed them to see deep beneath the rocky soil, detecting unusual structures, voids, or materials that might indicate something significant below. The drones provided an aerial perspective, revealing features invisible from the ground, while 3D scanning technology created detailed images of discovered sites, preserving each aspect for careful analysis. As they began their search, they identified formations below the surface that resembled ancient tombs, chambers, and stone structures. Each reading heightened their anticipation. The technology hinted at secrets lying just out of reach, offering enough to keep them digging deeper, even as they grew wary of what they might unearth. Through satellite images and their sophisticated equipment, Gates and his team discovered a formation unlike anything they had encountered before. Beneath layers of stone and sediment lay a circular structure, a type of stone monument known as a dolmen, which is traditionally associated with ancient burial sites. Measuring an astonishing 230 feet in diameter, this dolmen loomed large under the murky depths of history, hinting at secrets concealed within its massive walls. As the team descended into the site, removing layers of silt and sediment that had gathered over thousands of years, they found themselves grappling with artifacts that defied expectations. Fragments of pottery, ancient tools, and faint markings on stones emerged from the tomb-like structure. These findings, though seemingly ordinary, pointed to human activity from over 3 millennia ago, aligning closely with the timeline of Moses' life. Carbon dating analysis of some artifacts revealed that they dated back around 200 years, bringing the team a step closer to the possibility that they had indeed found the tomb of Moses. However, it wasn't just the discovery of ancient objects that left them in awe. The team was unable to immediately identify the strange symbols that covered certain stones within the structure. As experts studied the markings, they suggested a style of writing or pictorial representation that seemed to predate known languages. Some even speculated these symbols might have spiritual or protective significance, meant to ward off those who would disturb this ancient resting place. As Gates and his team moved further into the site, a palpable tension filled the air. The site had an eerie quietness that made each discovery feel heavier. Gates reported feeling as though they were not alone, describing a sensation of being watched, as if the past itself were observing them, judging them for trespassing into forbidden territory. Some team members noted that strange mechanical issues began to arise, with equipment failing unexpectedly, and certain technology refusing to operate properly. While these might have been natural setbacks, in the context of such a hallowed location, they felt ominous, heightening the sense that perhaps they had crossed a line. The deeper they went, the more the air seemed thick with something intangible, something that left the explorers uneasy. Some believed that disturbing Moses' resting place might awaken ancient forces or energies connected to the life and miracles of Moses. To find a tomb that has been hidden for so long, untouched by human hands, brought a feeling of awe mixed with an unspoken fear, or a feeling of fear, of what might happen next. As the team gathered their findings and prepared to share what they had discovered, a dilemma surfaced. Was the world ready to learn about Moses' tomb? About the secrets that may have been kept from us for thousands of years? Gates faced a conflict. Does one reveal a truth that might alter the beliefs of billions, or does one let sleeping mysteries lie? For him, the answer wasn't simple. This was more than just an expedition. It was a journey into one of the greatest untold mysteries of history, and perhaps some truths were hidden for a reason. The weight of discovery pressed down on him, a reminder that some mysteries carry consequences. With every artifact uncovered and every stone turned, they were one step closer to revealing secrets that might shake the foundations of history and faith. The discoveries made during Josh Gates' expedition point to more than just a hidden tomb. They suggest an untold story, one possibly shrouded in mystery and legend. Gates and his team were met with something entirely unexpected. A series of artifacts, symbols, and ancient items that seemed to hold deeper meanings, hinting at a secret history surrounding Moses that no one had ever imagined. Gates and his team were certain that they had found something remarkable. Beneath the earth and stone, within a circular formation that matched the structure of an ancient dolmen, lay a series of artifacts that stretched beyond ordinary historical findings. Pottery, tools, and carvings from thousands of years ago emerged from the site, each telling a fragment of a story lost to time. As experts analyzed the pieces, they found that these items dated back to around the period of Moses, potentially aligning with the legendary prophet's life. This discovery in itself was monumental. Yet, one element raised more intrigue than anything else. Certain stones bore unique symbols, shapes and markings that seemed almost supernatural, like they had a purpose beyond mere decoration. Experts studying the symbols found they bore no direct connection to known languages of the time. Some suggested they could be protective marks inscribed by ancient hands to safeguard what lay within the tomb. With each new piece of evidence, interpretations grew, some rooted in history and others in speculation. Scholars proposed that Moses might have left behind more than just religious commandments. Perhaps he left wisdom or teachings not included in sacred texts, lessons meant for future generations. Some wondered if Moses, revered for his connection to divine forces, had hidden something transformative within his tomb, something that would be too powerful, too challenging for the world to handle. The concept of spiritual power surrounding Moses' tomb is deeply unsettling for many. Moses is closely associated with miracles, divine interventions, and the granting of sacred laws. Uncovering the tomb, if imbued with the same divine energy, could be an overwhelming experience. For Gates and his team, the air seemed to hold an invisible force that pressed down as they explored the discovery. If the mysteries of history captivate you, consider supporting us by clicking the Super Thanks button. Your support keeps us diving deeper into the world's untold stories, exploring hidden secrets, and bringing these incredible tales to life. The journey of Josh Gates and his team into the mysterious depths of what could be Moses' final resting place has left us with more questions than answers. With every artifact uncovered, every ancient symbol revealed, they found themselves standing on the edge of an unknown far greater than they had anticipated. This wasn't just a quest for an ancient tomb. It was a descent into one of history's most guarded secrets. A story layered in miracles, divine commands, and warnings whispered across millennia. The discoveries Gates and his team encountered also bring us face to face with a haunting question. Should everything be uncovered? In our relentless pursuit of knowledge, we sometimes forget that certain truths may come at a price. Gates himself experienced a mixture of awe and trepidation at what he'd found. Standing inside what could be one of history's most revered figures' tomb, he realized not all answers are important. In ancient cultures, there was often a belief in protecting powerful sites, guarding them not just from physical intrusion, but from revealing secrets that were not meant to be uncovered. Moses' tomb, hidden for thousands of years, may well be one of those guarded places, holding mysteries that defy human curiosity. Some say that mysteries like these are best left intact, for they preserve a sense of awe and humility in the face of ancient history. Others believe that uncovering these secrets could shed light on truths humanity has long needed to hear. Moses' tomb, whether ultimately revealed or not, remains a profound reminder that our past is woven with mysteries as potent and deep as the sands that bury them. Thanks for watching. Join our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.